Okay, we have one document open, and we're going to go into the File menu to open. Command O on a Mac or Control O on a PC. We'll go into the Lesson 3 folder and look for wrench.ai. There it is, and we'll go ahead and click Open. And let's go into the View menu and say Fit All in Window. Okay, so we see this one just has one artboard. If we click on the tab and go back to the other document, we see that one has two artboards. And there's a shortcut to go back and forth between the two open windows. And that would be Command tilde on a Mac or Control Tab on a PC. And there we go. So we can toggle back and forth very easily between the two open documents. Very nice shortcut. On the wrench here, let's go ahead and first go under the Window menu to Workspace and choose Like InDesign. And now that we have the two windows open, let's take another look at the application bar at the top and notice that we've got this Arrange Documents pull-down menu. And the first one there is to consolidate. But down here we have two others, two up, vertical format, and two up horizontal format. So let's just take a look at these. Two up vertical format. Let's go ahead and try that again. There we go. And now we've got the two windows side by side. I'll just do Control 0 or Command 0 to make that one fit. And so we can easily toggle back and forth between the two windows. And if we go back to the application bar and choose the other two up horizontal, and now we see the two windows are above and below each other. Very nice for comparing documents or copying objects from one document to another. So let's go back to the application bar and go to this one that says Consolidate All. And there we go. Now we've got our artwork back in full view. Let's go to Fit All in Window. And on the wrench here, we're going to practice using the Pathfinder panel. So let's go into the Window menu and go down to Pathfinder. And we see that it's over here. And we'll just click it and drag it out like that. So the Pathfinder has two rows. The first one is shape modes, and the second one is Pathfinders. And if we look at each of the shape modes, we just hover over each one and get a tooltip. The first one is Unite, and the second one is minus front, and then intersect, and finally exclude. So if you select more than one shape at one time and use one of these shape modes, one of those things will happen. They will combine or whatever. The second row, Pathfinders, includes divide, trim, merge, crop, outline, and minus back. Again, these work when more than one object is selected and the program identifies paths or sides or edges of objects in order to make these features work. So let's just create a rectangle. We'll go over here to the rectangle tool, choose the rectangle tool, and just click on the artboard next to the wrench here. And in the rectangle dialog box, let's go ahead and make it, 0.6 inches wide and 0.8 inches tall. And click OK. And now we'll get our black arrow, the letter V as in Victor, and we'll go up here and align this over the top of this circle. And notice how we're using smart guides. The green line is a smart guide, and it's showing us where the horizontal center is of these objects, so they're aligned. And I'll just go ahead and drop that box off right there. And I'm going to use the Marquee Selection feature with the black arrow. I'll click and drag across the top here in order to select both the rectangle and the circle. So I'm going to click one more time with the black arrow on the circle in order to make that the key object. In other words, the object that does not move. And now we'll go under the Align panel. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll go into the Pathfinder panel and choose the second button in the shape modes, which is minus front. So we'll click on that button, and now the shape of that box, which was in front, has been deleted from the shape of the circle. Very powerful. Now, notice how in the circle the stroke and fill of the circle have been preserved. They're still there. Let's go ahead and get the Polygon Tool. So I'll click and hold on the rectangle and go down to the Polygon Tool. And with the Polygon Tool, I'll just click once on the artboard. And let's type in 0.4 inches wide and, oops, let's try that again. Click on the word radius, there we go. And let's make the radius 0.4 inches, and we'll leave the number of sides 6 sides. And click OK. So now we have a polygon there. Let's go ahead and I'll get the black arrow and move the polygon down here on top of this circle. Again, using Smart Guides to go ahead and align that polygon in the center of the circle, and so that it's horizontally aligned with the other objects. So let's select them a different way. This time we'll go ahead and just hold down the Shift key and click on the circle. So when one object is selected, if you Shift click on another object, both objects become selected. And once again, we'll click with the black arrow just once on the circle and make that the key object, which means it doesn't move. So now we'll go to the Pathfinder again to shape modes and exclude that shape, minus that shape from the front. There we go. And now we see that part of the wrench is showing through the polygon area. So I'm just going to use the down arrow and move that shape down a little bit. I'll just hold the down arrow until we can no longer see that part of the wrench through there. Okay, there we go. So you can move objects using the up and down arrows and the right and left arrows quite easily. Let's go to the Layers panel up here and make a new layer. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the Layers panel menu and choose New Layer. And let's give it a name of Background. So we'll call it Background. And click OK. And in the Layers panel, I'm just going to move it down so that it's underneath Layer 1. Because the objects drawn on layers that are in the top of the Layers panel are in front of objects drawn on layers that are farther down. So let's double click on Layer 1, and we'll just rename that one Foreground. So now we've got those two layers, and before creating another object, I'm going to choose the background layer. And so whatever we draw will be behind the objects on the foreground layer. Okay, first I'll go into the Select menu to deselect, and we'll get Rectangle Tool, and just click and drag to draw a rectangle, and then go to the Swatches panel. To make sure that the fill indicator is in the front, I'm going to hit the letter X until it comes in the front, and just choose a color in the Swatches panel, and there we go. We see how nicely our Pathfinders worked to knock a hole in the wrench so that we can see the background art through that polygon shape.